But this is
Sure
episode
is, Mark.
27. So at a certain point, we got to start flipping the switch.
Yeah, well, we're live, so.
And we're live! Number one podcast in the world, Risky for the Biscuit.
Yes.
I am Mark, and this is Roman.
Also known as Mark's brother.
Yes, and it is Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you, ladies and gentlemen, had a beautiful week.
Yep.
Doing stuff. Weekend, too. I went to Florida for one day. 12
That's good.
hours driving, which is great. But I did watch the Casino movie, so that was good.
Wait, where did you go? You went to Destin, right?
Yeah, don't just blurt out my
No, I was
location to the whole world.
I didn't
That's
give him your zip
classified
code.
information, but it's around that area.
Okay.
We were literally on the outside of Destin. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you were on the right side of Florida, which is the Gulf side.
Yeah.
Atlantic side is,
Yeah,
Dumpster
Roman
fire.
doesn't have not too fond of the eastern side of Florida. Honestly, though, the place we were in was like it wasn't a good area.
Mark, I think it'd be really funny if we don't have audio again.
I don't think it'd be funny at all. I would consider falling off of something.
Like what?
No, just kidding. Because you guys, this is the second episode since that happened.
Yeah.
Or no, this is the first one since that happened. Technically the second because we had to record another one.
Yeah.
But hey, in Florida, the one place we went to, there was this, it was like the cool, I've never seen a business like this, but basically they took, like a self car wash. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like where you drive in and it has the little coins and you wash it
Right.
yourself. Yeah. So they took one of those and it was like abandoned, I guess. And so they took that and then they put like 3 food trucks on the property
Mm-hmm.
and like a coffee truck, an acai bowl truck, which I had acai, it was fire. And then
So acai for $25 and then
it was literally like $16.
and then a coffee for like $8.
Well, coffee wasn't terrible. I think it was like $5. But yeah. But then so they had those 3 things and then like where the cars are, they had like couches and stuff.
Yeah.
So like kind of cool.
Oh, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, but hey, make sure you like and leave a comment because we talk about the most pressing issues, most up to date.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff came out today. If you want to talk about it.
Yeah, you sound really excited to talk about this cool stuff. Yeah, so
I have 3 days left of school. I have no life.
I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah, school's almost over. Let's go. Roman cheated the system though. He walked and graduated, and then did they give you the diploma or no? You have to finish these classes.
No, they emailed me like 3 days ago. Like, hey, is your mailing address still so and so? I was like,
exciting.
yep. So they're gonna email it to me after 31st. I think is like when the grades are supposed to be due or something.
Nice. So what came out, Roman?
So I think this was this morning or last night. Elon Musk is rebranding Twitter.
I did see that.
How did you see that, Mark?
Because I went on the Wall Street Journal. I saw an article about what's happening in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went on Wall Street Journal, it was the first article about Elon Musk changing it to X.
X.com. Wow. They didn't even do their DNS right.
Don't know what that means.
Not secure. X.com? Okay, I thought I was going to show everyone how it redirects to Twitter.com, but it does not. www. Dude, there's no way they have X.com registered on GoDaddy. That is so funny. Why is that so funny, Mark?
I don't know.
That's hilarious. That is so funny.
So is this the beginning of the end?
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway. Didn't they say Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter and that's the beginning of the end? He's going to make a one world app and then he's going to... No?
Not that I know of. Dude, Twitter still is... Oh, there we go. Now the bookmarks are up here. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of the cool thing that happened today.
And when is it going to take place?
Dude, who knows? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're throwing away 17 years of, like literally everyone knows what Twitter is, X.com. What is X? Why do we need a rebrand? I'm not gonna say, oh, I was checking X all day. It's Twitter. I don't care what you rename it. It's gonna be Twitter.
Yeah.
So
That sucks.
yeah. Oh, I found my favorite picture from the beginning of the war.
What is this?
This is in Sumy. This is just some regular partisans. They're just standing there walking away from a burning piece of equipment in all white. I found it. I've been looking for it forever. I couldn't find it. So I found it and I bookmarked
That was
it.
the beginning?
Yeah, and then this is from Kiev. Just, random
Oh, yeah, I
dudes,
remember seeing that picture.
We're handed out guns and just fighting. And then this is pretty cool. This is some improvised explosives.
Those Red Bulls?
Yeah, it's this guy, Ryan O'Leary. He's like a volunteer. Oh, he's like a soldier. I don't know what RDX is. I'm assuming that's like C4. RDX explosive. Am I going to get on a watch list for this?
I hope so.
Yeah, so it's like, it's probably like C4 or something, but they just packed it with these, and then they have like a little detonator. I thought that was pretty funny. Like Red Bull cans and Nonstop, which is like a Ukrainian energy drink company. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Oh, local news. We had no power for 3 days.
Oh, yeah. That was exciting.
Like, literally, I mean, most people, like, it wasn't like national news, but in Georgia, we had terrible thunderstorms and, like, I think it was tornadoes that didn't touch down, or maybe they did touch down.
That's what it looks like driving outside.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, I think it was Friday morning, I had to drive to get gas for a generator, and I tried to go down one road. There's, like, a tree about a foot thick that fell on power lines, and it blocked the entire road. And so I had to take, like, a, roundabout way to Home Depot. Or no, I mean to the gas station. And I'm driving, and I see, like, trees with their roots ripped out of the ground. Not like just like broken, not just like they fell, but like with their roots ripped out of the ground. And then like, trees like split in half long ways, like crazy. And then like, like trees on houses and like, yeah. So we didn't have power for 3 days. It was really, Mark left halfway through.
Yeah.
He left on Friday, actually.
Perfect timing, actually.
Yeah, I got up to like 86 degrees.
In the house?
Yeah.
Well, it's practically 86 because that's what they keep it at in this house anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, no. When you experience 86. So, yeah, we had to sleep in the basement 2 nights. Or 1 night, I think.
No, when it started, I was on the way to the gym. And I was sitting, like, I was, like, 2 minutes earlier. If there wasn't a semi-truck on the exit, I would have been in the gym before it all started. But I was sitting there. And I see the clouds, like, in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, that's rain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just want to get inside before it starts raining. I didn't want to get wet, right? And then so I'm standing there at the light, and then all of a sudden, like, you just see the rain come, and the wind is, like, blowing the rain, and it's just going everywhere.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I pull up to the gym, the lights start flickering in and out. Like,
wow.
You can see it because, like, I guess something fell.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went inside, and the power was out.
They let you in? Like,
Well,
who
it's
let you in?
24/7 gym.
So, but, like, your key thing still worked?
Well, when I walked in, there were still people there.
Okay.
And then, what's it called? Yeah, and then, like, a lot of the workers stayed there. Like, nobody wanted to drive. I was like, well, I'm not driving in this.
Right.
So I stayed in, and I started working out. And then, yeah, I was like, hey, if we go out, at least I'll have a sick pump, That's, like, the most bro thing I've ever said in my life.
Yeah,
but
like,
that was my mindset, I was like, if I go.
I mean, if we're going, we're going, right?
Yeah. So that was exciting.
Okay. I'm trying to find this one thing. But you keep talking.
Did you watch Oppenheimer?
No.
Is it Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer? Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
I want to go see it so bad.
Dude, what is that quote? Because like Oppenheimer has that quote, like, I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
Yes.
And then what's that president that was like, get this pansy out of here? You haven't heard about this?
About Oppenheimer?
So Oppenheimer.
This was in the 60s. Was it Kennedy? No, who's before Kennedy? Because they said that interview was filmed like 20 years after the bomb.
Who was president during World War II?
No. It's in the 60s. How do we not know who's the president?
When Oppenheimer. Dude, I need to find it. It was so funny. Hold on, let me see this.
Bro, just look up who was the president before Kennedy.
That's the guy?
Well, I'm just...
So, Oppenheimer...
what's it called? Eisenhower. No?
Maybe.
Because they said that...
Oh, here it is. So, it was Harry S. Truman.
So that was before...
On Oppenheimer.
Okay, that was before... before Eisenhower. I really want to learn more about the presidents.
Yeah, so he called him a crybaby scientist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Basically, he said something to the effect of like, Oppenheimer once blurted out, "There's blood on my hands." Truman would stew on this for years, claiming he pulled out a handkerchief and said, "Well, here, would you like to wipe your hands?" Immediately after he left, Truman called him a crybaby scientist and would never trust him again.
What is wrong with Truman?
No, because Truman was like, hold on, Harry...
Well, you know what they say was the crazy part? I've been like reading comments on the... I'm not on social media, but I watch trailers and stuff. I watched the trailer like twice, but they say he basically was in a coma like during the Cold War. So and then he died. So it's like he died thinking he ended the whole world.
Ah.
But some people say he was happy with that, and others people say he was like tormented with that. So it's like some people say he's just a complete psychopath, and others say he deeply regretted it. So I don't know. But at the time, that's like one of those things like you look back now and you're like, oh, you shouldn't have done it. But the Nazis were, right? From my understanding, the Nazis were trying to get the bomb first.
Oh yeah, of course they were. Of course they were.
And is that Oppenheimer? Am I understanding right? Is he one of the ones they took from Germany, or is he an American?
I have no idea, but I know. Oh wait, Oppenheimer. I think
that sounds German, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It sounds Jewish. To Jewish immigrants from Germany. So born in New York City to Jewish immigrants from Germany.
Oh, okay, because I know like the whole what it's called, the Operation Paperclip, right? Where they...
Yeah, no, I don't think he's part
not
of that.
Involved in that.
But I mean, yeah, but he's got a weird. He leaked the nuclear bomb like designs to the Soviets. Did you know that?
Why?
Because he was a communist.
No way.
I believe so.
Oh my goodness.
What? No, because I've seen a lot of people that talked about watching the movie, and they're like, so he leaked like the plans to the Soviets, like he cheated on his. There was like a whole bunch of stuff in the movie, but I remember that was one of the funnier things. I wish I could find it. Is Harry Truman basically said like, "Get this crybaby out of my sight. Like I never want to see him ever again. Like he's not the one that." Oh, here it is. Found it. So Truman called Oppenheimer a crybaby scientist after their meeting and reportedly said, "I don't want to see this son of a in this office ever again," claiming there was no time for pretentious melodramatic Indian mysticism. Oppenheimer, when he went into Truman's office with Dean Acheson, said to the latter, wringing his hands, "I have blood on my hands." Truman later said to Acheson, "Never bring that cretin in here again. He didn't drop the bomb. I did. That kind of weepiness makes me sick."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So Truman didn't even feel bad.
No, Truman was like, dude, like, I dropped the bomb. You know? Like,
wait, read the comments. I like reading comments on stuff like this.
Based.
Oh my gosh.
If Truman actually spoke like this, I have newfound respect for him.
Someone said, finally a Democrat we can admire.
You'll never know what was actually said. There are several versions of this in various books. The sentiment though, was all the same.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, it's like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? like the alternative, right? That's
Yeah.
always the I feel like in tough situations, you gotta ask the question, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yep. Let me see if I can get this guy's Instagram. Here we go. So there's this guy.
but sorry, Cillian Murphy,
Beautiful. Love him.
absolute goat.
Love him.
I keep seeing
He's
it.
incredible.
Yeah. The only thing I'm not doing, okay, so I'm not on social media, but what I've been resorting to is like watching movies and movie shorts. That's the only type of content I allow myself to
Right.
consume.
For 4 hours a day?
No. And the Peaky Blinder, like, well, especially on this road trip, but the Peaky Blinders shorts have been coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it again because it's gonna take forever. But Cillian Murphy's a dog.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find this picture. So this is just something very fascinating. I'll probably leave the link to this video in the comments because it has really good English subtitles, so like anyone can watch it, regardless of whatever. Let me see
Regardless
if I can
they're
find.
lesser than you and don't know 3 languages.
Yeah, so I can't find this guy's last name, so I can't like fully, like I don't know exactly. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know exactly like who he is.
Okay.
All I know is his first name is Gennady, and he is a Ukrainian
Does it not,
Marine.
Does it not say in this?
Nowhere does it say his last name.
That's so weird.
It just says Gen or Gennady.
What the heck? Especially in Ukraine. Like,
Yeah.
How do you not know the last name?
Maybe they're hiding it for some reason.
Okay. Wait, is this the one you were telling me he was hiding in the ruins for a year?
Yeah. So this guy, he is a Marine who was hiding in Mariupol for 9 months. He shares his story, and it is incredible. I don't want to spoil it because there's so many interesting like twists and turns, and it's just crazy. Just the fact that he made it out at all, because basically he was a Marine fighting in Mariupol, right? They were completely surrounded. One thing leads to another. He's driving in a car with his friend. Car explodes on like a mine. He wakes up like hours later, like he was completely knocked out unconscious. His friend that he was driving with is not alive anymore. And so he one thing leads to another. He gets captured, and he escapes, and he lives in Mariupol like in ruins, like in like destroyed buildings, moving around at night to find food. For 9 months before a operation, and the thing is, he can't even tell the full story because he was not captured. They extracted him from Mariupol only 2 or 3 months ago, or a couple months. He's only been back a couple months. He's not allowed to tell the full details on how he actually got out because it's still operationally not safe to do.
Wait, did they know he was in there? How did they know that he was there?
So that's part of the story. But basically, he's one way or another, he gets his hands on a phone, just a random person's phone. Somehow charges it, and he logs into his Instagram, and he starts reaching out to any war buddies, any army buddies that he had. And of course, they had to make sure it was really him, not someone pretending to be him.
I would have been screwed. I don't know my Instagram password.
Yeah, he was like I got so lucky because I never really cared about my Instagram. I didn't even have the 2-factor text message thing on, so I got super lucky. And so he communicated with he somehow, because he said he first got in touch with his army buddies, and some of them were just dude, nothing we can do, sorry,
They didn't tell anyone?
No, but then somehow one way or another someone found out, and then from the, I think it was the SSO, which is it's kind of like the SEAL Team 6. They performed some sort of operation.
So they were able to get into Mariupol
somehow. I mean, maybe they had some people inside. No one really fully knows. But I just dude, listening to the whole story of how he just how morally, he said there was a point he's I just had to accept I'd never get out of there. He's I just had to accept this is my new life. But then something kind of made him be he somehow got his hands on a phone, and he's maybe there's a chance. And it's just such a fascinating story about how he even survived for that long. You okay?
Well, I'm freaking out. What the heck? I used to have a wart on this finger.
Congratulations.
No, like it's gone. Sorry, I didn't like put anything on it.
God is good. Amen. Somebody.
No, like I think it was here, like this morning. Did you see that? That just like freaked me out because I usually like I like fidget with it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the heck? I guess it's still there a little bit. That was so random. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mark.
No, that's
Thank you so
wild
much.
though. I'm in shock that they can do that.
Yeah, warts do be doing that.
No,
Sometimes.
not warts. The SEAL Team 6 or whatever.
Oh, so we're gonna go back to the topic.
Well, yeah, I was just so thrown off by that.
Okay.
I'm like in loss for words. I've been trying to remove this for like years.
Years?
Yeah. Well, I've like thought about removing it for years. All right. Anyway.
But yeah, I was trying to find because there was a picture. I don't know if he posted it to his Instagram. I don't think he did. There's a picture of him, how he looked like right as he got out of
So this is
how
how
he
he
looks
looks
like
like just 2-3 months after.
yeah. He's been saying like he's been recovering.
So is he going back to fight?
I don't know. He's saying like he has like a lot of trauma. you
Yeah.
know? Like yeah, I don't know. Hold on, is this the video, or is this the picture?
That was 20 weeks ago.
So he said, everyone is doing great. I survived and made it out. To my friends, this has not been news for a few weeks, but now I can say 10 months of hell. Yeah, oh, okay. So it was around 20 weeks ago that he got out, like in March.
Yeah.
Wow. But he was saying, like, he now, like, he said when he first got back to Kiev, the first thing he did for like 4 hours, he just walked around like a grocery store. 'Cause he was like, dude, I was like digging through like old fridges, seeing like maybe something didn't go bad, like that was his life for like 9 months, Or he would like catch. He said he at like certain points he had to eat stray dogs and pigeons, like that was his meat. And yeah, I mean, dude, to live 9 months like that, you're basically living like an animal for 9 months,
That's insane.
And he's saying like now, like even now, because the way he had to sleep, because like the Russian soldiers could come through at any moment, so he would like 40 minutes he would sleep, 20 minutes he would stay awake, 40 minutes he would sleep, and so he's like, dude, like I've been back for like 3 months, 2 months. He's like I haven't changed, like my sleeping patterns have not changed at all. He's like I can't sleep a full night,
Did he ever come into contact with soldiers while he was there?
Well, he actually did get captured.
Well, like after he got captured.
No, I don't think so.
Dang.
But he got captured. He escaped captivity. Like just
That's gonna be a crazy movie.
yeah. So it's like a wild story. I'm gonna try to remember to leave the link to the video.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, you should. It's like because we all have long commutes, so you definitely can.
Well, mine's not that long anymore.
It's still like you drive an hour.
30 minutes.
Well, there and back an hour. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
you can watch it in like 2 days. There's also been I've just found like this one YouTube channel. They don't have a good like English subtitles or anything. They have a lot of really interesting it's called Vid duszy w duszu.
Mm-hmm.
They have just a bunch of like soldiers or whatever they like interview, but they ask all the questions that like usually it's like, oh, everyone's just like, oh, but like I think they're like soldiers themselves, so like they're asking like questions that like it's like kind of funny, like the way that like they're just kind of like talking and stuff. Like it's not super, how like regular interviews go, where it's like, have you killed anyone, or some stupid like that, or like all those basic questions that you usually see.
Yeah.
So yeah, small tangent, but thought that was interesting.
Small tension.
Tangent.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
News wise?
I saw this. Did you see the thing in Israel? There's like huge protests.
Well, there's been a huge protest for like weeks.
Yeah, well, yeah, for months actually.
Or months, yeah.
Because apparently, with the government, Netanyahu or whatever, the prime minister.
You mean Benjamin Netanyahu?
Netanyahu. Yes. I was saying Joe. You know who Joe Pesci is?
Mm-hmm.
I was calling him Paschetti or Paschetti. I forget names a little bit. But no, yeah, it's like what is he doing? He's trying to. I read the article, but
well, he's trying to do some judicial reform.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as serious as people are saying, because I listened to a podcast with him on it, actually, with Lex Friedman, and from what he was saying is he kind of wants judicial reform, because currently, basically, judicial judges in like positions similar to those are self-appointed, meaning like the judges decide who's the next judge, and he wants it to be like elected officials decide who's going to be the next judge or something like that. Some people don't like that. He's definitely more like right-leaning or right-wing politician, so he has a lot of opposition, but he's been like reelected like 15 times or something. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I can't really comment too much on Israeli politics because I don't live in Israel and I don't really know Israeli politics.
I know. I just try to keep up with it because I think it's important. Like,
well, it's definitely important.
Yeah, but what's it called? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I was gonna say, it seems like, I mean, they've been protesting for hundreds of days.
Yeah.
And then I read in the article, Wall Street Journal, that there's like, I think it's like 1,000 pilots are saying they're not gonna show up to work, if like fighter pilots.
Dude, that was like, I feel like I saw that like months ago.
Bro, I'm telling you, I saw it today. It just happened today. Wall Street bets.
Oh my god. No, I defer all my Israel opinions to my one Israeli friend, so I'll just ask him what he thinks about it.
Ukraine's lack of weaponry and training risks stalemate in war.
No.
All right. It should be on the front page.
Oh, there was some big news out of Russia, actually.
Out of Russia? Oh, I was gonna ask. Yeah, what's up with them fellas? With Prigozhin. Where's bro?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. I think. No, this is not. Oh, military coup.
Okay.
I'm just curious. I want to know how many pilots did they want to go.
Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to talk about the Russia news.
Yeah.
So this guy...
1,000 members.
More than
the
1,000,
Air Force.
including hundreds of fighter pilots.
And it's like, I mean, that's pretty serious for them.
Yeah, that is pretty serious. Anyway, I don't know. I don't have anything else to add there. Sucks. I hope they, either. What is that meme on Twitter? It's like, dang, not gonna read this.
I hope it works out.
Or or sorry that's happened to you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. This guy Ihor Ivanovich Strelkov was arrested. Do you know who this guy is?
Not a clue.
This guy, well, you see him. He's in his hearing. He's the guy that took over Slavyansk. This guy.
That's crazy.
He led the group of people, the armed people that took over Slavyansk temporarily. And he's also the guy that took down MH17, who shot down a commercial airliner that killed hundreds of people. So this was a scheduled passenger flight from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. It was shot down by Girkin.
The heck?
When flying over eastern Ukraine. All 283 passengers and 15 crew were killed.
Why did he shoot it down?
They thought it was a Ukrainian aircraft. But it was flying at like 30,000 feet, like whatever. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, 300 people died.
He sent planes up there to shoot it down?
No, they have air defense systems. They had an air defense system that was given to them by Russia, an S-300, and they shot down a Boeing 777.
My goodness.
And mostly citizens of the Netherlands were flying on that flight, and so the Netherlands.
How did that not turn into a war?
It was a big international incident, and they tried, I think, to extradite him or something, but didn't end up succeeding. There was also a couple There was no United States citizens on there. There was not. There was 10 people from the UK.
Is it Netherlands? That's NATO, no?
Huh?
Netherlands is NATO, right?
Yeah. But like, it wasn't like a.
It was an accident.
Well, anyway, this guy, Strelkov or Girkin, he has two names. I don't know which one is his. Okay, Strelkov is, I guess, technically his real name, but some people call him Girkin too. See, even like Wikipedia calls him Ihor Vsevolodov Girkin. So it's either Girkin, also known by the alias Ihor Ivanovich Strelkov. So he's extremely pro-Russian, but he's anti-Putin. He criticizes Putin a lot.
That sounds like a formula for failure.
But he is a terrorist as well. I just want to make that clear. He was arrested because I think the New York Times covered him as like
a good guy.
No, just kind of like a outspoken Putin critic. And I'm like, hey, guy, like he killed 300, civilians. It's a big deal. And then also in Slaviansk, he killed like a couple. I think like a couple dozen civilians were killed there. Like, he's not he's just a Russian imperialist. Just because he doesn't like Putin, doesn't make him a good guy. Like, he's still a terrible person. So he's been arrested. More chaos in Russia, the better.
Mm-hmm.
So
stir that pot, baby.
Well,
but also, when the whole thing with Prigozhin was going down, people were saying what were they saying? Like, at least with Putin, you kind of for now know what you got, But it's like if you if it's like a military coup takeover,
yeah.
Like, imagine Prigozhin with nuclear codes. Like, that's not a good.
I don't know. Maybe he would have been able to negotiate.
Well, maybe, but maybe he's
sick in the head. Well,
like basically, it's like you don't know if the replacement is gonna be worse.
See, it's crazy though because, like, Prigozhin, he straight up like, I don't know if you remember the day when he was marching on Rostov. He straight up said, he's like, dude, we didn't invade Ukraine because of NATO. We didn't invade Ukraine because of anything. We invaded Ukraine so that a couple generals could get an extra medal on their thing. He's like, that's why we invaded. Like, just because we wanted more land, and the generals thought that we could just take them over quickly. Like, he was saying like all these stuff, which is like technically true, right? Also, just don't forget, he's also terrorist as well.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep that in the back of your mind.
Human being.
But he was actually speaking like facts a little bit. And he was saying like, listen, like, our losses are catastrophic. He's like, we're fighting this war for nothing. Like, he was saying that was his rhetoric. So a lot of people were thinking like, I mean, with that kind of rhetoric, like either either he was going to try to negotiate, because he could have easily, if he grabbed the throne, he could have like, if he gave back Ukraine its land and like all that stuff, all of his previous crimes, all the atrocities he committed in Syria and Africa, they would have been forgiven like this.
Yeah.
They would have given him a Nobel Peace Prize. You know what I mean? Like, if he managed to, like, end the conflict for real, like actually like go back to the 1991 borders, because he was saying all the right rhetoric, right? Dude, literally freaking Biden would be shaking his hand and calling him.
Yeah, Biden would have flown into Russia.
Yeah, who cares that they, smashed people's heads with, sledgehammers? He negotiated peace. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one really cared. As, as sad as that is, because, like, especially in Ukraine, they've done a lot of They had one guy, he was a convict. You remember, like, they had a lot of convicts fighting for Wagner. He gave an interview while he was in Ukrainian captivity. They took him back to, they exchanged him, and they released a video the next day. Like, they smashed his head between a rock and a sledgehammer. The
Russians?
Yeah, their own, because he wasn't supposed to be captured. They're like, you're not allowed to be captured. You were supposed to like kill yourself. So, or something along those lines, and they crushed his head with a sledgehammer. You know what I mean? So they definitely did some atrocities to their own and to, obviously.
It's just insane that happens in real life.
Yeah, that's insane, dude. I mean, and in Syria, there's this video that like Wagner mercenaries released where they caught this Syrian guy. They like strung him up, they did terrible things. They recorded it all and they put it all out, and terrible, horrible. And then there's I mean, I can probably find it on Wikipedia. There's a couple dozen massacres that Wagner committed in Africa. There's one village where they killed 500 people and then just threw them all in a mass grave.
For what? Why are they even in Syria?
Well, in Syria, I don't know.
Why are they in Africa? Who's letting them come into Africa?
They're in Africa. They're provide security, and then they take over gold mines. And then they just mine gold and take it back to Russia.
Is this Chicago in the 50s?
Yeah. Yeah, and central in the African Republic, and then in Mali, a whole bunch of places. They come in, they provide security to certain things, and then they either take over oil fields or gas or gold mines.
I wish they would just leave Africa alone, to be honest. I feel like Africa, with all the resources it has, could be crazy.
Yeah, they have so much natural resources.
Yeah, but all these countries just want to keep messing with it.
Yeah, France is always in there mucking about. We are.
Are we really?
We're in Northern Africa, yeah.
And militarily?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember Tim Kennedy.
Well, isn't China building all of it?
No, I mean...
That's what they're saying. They're saying that's China's master plan. They're giving them debt, or they're giving them money, building it.
Everyone likes to say, China, 200-year plan. Hey, I can plan 200 years in the future, too. Hey, in the year 2082, the Roman clan will be doing, dude, all that, long-term planning. I mean, it's okay, but you can't plan that far. That's the problem with that. China's planning 200 years ahead. We're planning 4. It's you can't plan 200 years ahead.
Well,
you literally don't know.
You can't, but you can put yourself in the right position, right? You can strategize with the information you have.
No, there was this tweet. It was perfect. It was China's planning 200 years ahead, and in the meantime, they're also getting distracted by a real estate bubble.
I mean, yeah, I've been hearing about that too.
Dude, it's a staggering amount of money has been lost in speculative real estate assets in China. Staggering. I want to see if I can.
Well, I know, but okay, think about it this way: if you say, or okay, me and you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say I'm gonna work out for 3 months, and then I'll see where I'm at, and then I'll make a change. Or if I just make the commitment, I'm gonna work out every day for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
And you go in sections of 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Or you work out 6 months out of the year for 15 years, but I work out every day for 15 years.
Yeah.
There would be a difference.
Right. Well, yeah, I wasn't listening at all to what you said.
You're saying you can't plan for 200 years.
Right.
And how China is kind of not all that. But I'm saying if you were to work out only 6 months out of the year, and I was to work out every day for 15 years, 15 years later, both of us would be at very different physical conditions.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't plan 200 years ahead, but if you commit to something with the mindset of, we're playing for the long term, then
Well, you can have that mindset, but the problem is if you have one person, like I forgot who was saying it, but like like China with like the COVID restrictions and stuff, right? Like from what I understand about China is Xi gives a decree, and like local leaders implement his decrees as they see fit. So Xi Jinping's or whatever his policy, zero COVID, and there was like a city in China where they sprayed the streets with like chemicals, and like they would just be doing wild things because the only thing that matters is what the like top down what they tell you. That whatever they say, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So like by any means necessary. So like and then but then on the other hand, like all the regular people, they're all worried about themselves, right? So if they I want to see how much money's been lost in the China real estate bubble.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing they say too is like at that level, like with especially the longer like one leader stays in power, it becomes very dangerous because he just has a bunch of yes men around him.
Yeah.
And like no one actually says the truth.
Yeah.
It's just what he wants to hear type of thing.
Right.
By the way, what's up with North Korea? How's that real?
I don't know. So.
Oh, didn't you hear about the guy that ran, the American? What's up with that? Did you read into that?
That was funny.
What do you mean funny?
Okay, so
you think he's
$290 billion decline in income from land sales last year. That doesn't really tell me much, but
well, lots of money lost.
Yeah, Evergrande.
Yeah.
$81 billion in losses from Evergrande.
How do you lose money though in property? Just hold on to it.
They built ghost cities, dude.
Like legitimate ghost cities?
Yeah, and like they had this thing where like I'm building a
Wait, were they like was that their plan or they were planning to like have people buy
No, like people bought the property, but nobody it's like if they built okay, let's just imagine like the King and Queen Tower?
Yeah.
Imagine they built the King and Queen Tower in like Dahlonega, Georgia. And then they built like 15 other like 20-story tall condo buildings.
In Dahlonega.
And then you're like, dude, no one's buying it. It's like, yeah. There's not enough people here. That's what happened. They just like random parts of China. They just like build these huge cities. And like one guy's walking around. He's like, dude, there's not a soul here, And then what they would do is you would buy. So the developer Evergrande's building their building. Like, the entire building gets sold out. People put deposits down. Based on those deposits, they like in their like accounting system, like, okay, we sold like this is how much cash we got on the books, like as if we sold all of these full price and we got all the money for them now. And then they would go use that money,
get financing for more
collateral, like the whole like because they didn't have their 2008 like we did, like we have all these regulations in place now where it's harder to do that. But over there it was just the wild west. They were just collateral on collateral on collateral, and then at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, there's like crazy. Let me see if I can find a video like Chinese Evergrande.
That's insane.
Empty cities, because it's cities.
Cities.
It's cities, dude. Ghost cities. Okay, this is kind of like a long video, but you can see kind of the let me see if I can put it.
How is there just no one there?
Yeah, it's like literally entire cities. Oh my god. Like this city, it's like entire. They're expecting 1 million people to live there.
At some point.
Yeah, China's ghost cities have 64 million empty apartments.
What?
Yeah.
What was okay, was their plan just to make as much money as possible, or were they like expecting, I don't know, like people to immigrate or like to have more kids?
I don't know what the idea was, but ghost cities or ghost towns.
That's a risk.
Yeah.
Talk about risk it for the biscuit. Sometimes you don't get the biscuit.
Yeah.
You get a ghost city is what you get.
Yeah, so they were kind of using it. Okay. So there was like entire cities built that were really not occupied.
That's exciting.
Or severely under occupied, you know.
Well, I might go to China, so I go visit these ghost cities. What about Japan? Tell us about Japan. That's coming up.
I don't know anything about it yet.
I know about Singapore.
Oh, why am I still on this? Oops.
Rum's exposing our show.
Yeah. They should see how we have this
Set up.
tripod set up.
Number 1 podcast in the world, baby. We're coming.
Yeah.
Number 1. And why was James Madison president for 4 terms in a row?
Well, we had the term limits was like I think after Teddy Roosevelt. We didn't have him in the beginning, so
Really?
some people, yeah. In the 20s, we got him.
Interesting. Some of these presidents I don't even know. Martin Van Buren.
Sounds familiar.
Millard Fillmore.
Never heard of that.
Franklin Pierce. Lincoln.
Abraham?
Mm-hmm. He's a good dude.
Honest Abe?
Yeah, I think he was a good dude.
Yeah.
Calvin Coolidge.
Is he the commie?
He might be. Although I thought that was Johnson. We got to learn more about U.S. history.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I listened to some podcasts like, oh, this president was good. This president was bad. And I'm like, how do you know? That was so long ago.
I don't know, man.
But, yeah.
Anyway, I think that's good for today because I want to go to sleep so bad. On this Monday morning, I want to go back to sleep. Mark, if there's no audio,
it's not meant to be.
Yeah.
There's no audio. There's no more Risky with Biscuit podcast. I can't record.
I can't do it anymore.
Another one on. And that was not a fun like recording. I thought
that was terrible.
Yeah. But okay, what else? Do we have anything coming up?
I don't know if we're gonna be able to record for next week's. Unless we record like Wednesday or something.
When are you leaving?
I think Thursday.
Huh. We'll have to record early.
Yeah.
Let's do a thumbnail.
Okay.
All right. And we have a little bit more time and I'll be on social media and then I can carry the load a little bit. And you know, time is flying so fast. It's incredible.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of life, Roman? Can you tell us?
No.
Take some risks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because life is flying. Do something exciting. What should they do, Roman? Tell the people what they need to do. Tell them how to live their life.
No.
Because you are the all-knowing one.
I will not. Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell them.
You'd leave them in the dark?
Yeah. I mean, who are you for me, you know?
Wait, there was, wait, David, I gotta tell you the purpose of life. I found it this weekend. I think it was, I gotta tell you. Wait. Maybe it was 45. It's in one of the Psalms. David said it.
Okay.
Can't find it.
All right.
Wait, let me check 143.
No.
143 real quick. Wait, and it was in NK. It was in the. David's a smart guy. Did you know that? Pretty smart dude.
I will kill you.
Wait. The people need to know the purpose of life, Roman.
No, they don't.
Do you guys want? I think they do. Let's check it one more time. So close. I'm gonna find it as soon as we end recording. I'm gonna be pissed.
All right, then let's finish up, brother. So I gotta go.
All right, one more.
Lord, give me patience.
Wait.
Hey, Mark, guy.
Hey.
Look up Psalm, meaning of life.
No, purpose. Say purpose. Psalm
52:7.
No,
57:2.
it's not it. It's in the hundreds.
Psalm.
It's in the hundreds, bud. Or actually, what does that one say?
I cry out to God Most High.
No.
And God.
No. It's in the psalm. It's in the hundreds. All right, you know what? Y'all go find it.
The 138:8.
Let's check it.
The Lord will perfect that which concerns me.
It's 140s.
We're done here, Mark. All right.
I'll
see y'all later next week. Hopefully, if not, sorry.
Yeah. Y'all,
Bye.
That's it. Have a good one. Peace.